Welcome, everyone, to The Teaching Show. I'm your host, Justin Bader, and I'm honored to welcome to the program Sean Morrisey. Sean, welcome to The Teaching Show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So, Sean, I've been following you for quite a while on Twitter or X and have been really impressed with the kinds of things that you share around vocabulary and morphology. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then let's get into it.
Yeah, so I'm a fifth grade teacher. I'm a former school psychologist as well, so I worked in that field for about 10 years, but I've been teaching for almost 20 years now. First, fourth, and fifth grades, mostly fifth, and outside of Buffalo, New York.
Good deal. And there are some things that you do with vocabulary with upper elementary students that seem to get quite a bit of response online, quite a bit of interest. Talk to us about your approach to teaching vocabulary and morphology.
Yeah, I think my approach is just trying to scale up kind of more than what's typically done. I think when we think about like knowledge, vocabulary is a big part of knowledge. Vocabulary is a big part of reading comprehension. I mean, I think some experts say you can't really even tease apart what's reading comprehension and what's really just vocabulary. So I try to just embed it in my day all throughout the day. I think one of the big things for the past couple of years, I've been doing a lot more morphology work in ELA, and we're talking about not just ELA, but we're talking science and social as well. So when we're thinking about like scaling up words, like just in general, like the root NOV meaning new, you could kind of scale up and teach kids well using a morphology matrix where you have NOV and like a suffix. So you have, words like novice, or you have renovate or innovate, and kind of always linking those words back to kind of the base, the root nav meaning new. I think it really scales up how many words kids can kind of learn at one time, for sure.
This sounds familiar in a sense that, I've been aware for a long time of the concept of, root words and prefixes and suffixes. Take us into some of the additional dimensions of morphology, because I feel like I have some things to learn there that maybe weren't part of the conventional thinking on, Latin roots, Greek roots, prefixes, suffixes.
Yeah, I think it might be kind of the structure how you're presenting. So like I am a fan of like Pete Bauer's work. So when he puts roots, prefixes, and suffix in a matrix, and it's hard to visualize because we're just talking about it. But like I'll just do a simple one, like the root tract, meaning to kind of drag or pull. You could put that kind of in the middle of like a diagram, and on the left hand side you could put all of the prefixes that kind of you can build with the root tract, and then you could put the suffixes as well. So like one of my favorite words is to teach is like contract, or sometimes we pronounce it contract depending on the context. So you're teaching the prefix there in the matrix, con meaning together and tract meaning pull. So like, you could be contracting muscles are pulling together, or contracting an illness, or even like contract, two parties are being pulled together to sign something. So it kind of gives like people are saying like morphology kind of ties everything together now. I think it really does, for sure. And then I think it's like thinking about science and social, how can we get kids to remember things in those core areas more? And we kind of like silo, like like especially the secondary level, we just teach like social studies or science, and we're not like really teaching the language as much as we probably could. Like even like a root like side, CIDE, meaning kill, like genocide. I just taught a unit on the Holocaust and World War II in fifth grade, and genocide is a word that comes up, throughout, middle and high school and social studies. So just going back, then kids are like, herbicide, and then homicide, and thinking about it in that way. I think it really gives kids an anchor, and they won't forget it as much, for sure.
Yeah. And I think much like teaching with a knowledge-rich curriculum across multiple subject areas, it gives kids the sense that there's coherence here, that how to spell a word is not entirely random, right? And I think for a lot of
Yeah.
our struggling learners, they just feel like everything is random. Like, I don't know. And like there's not any sense of coherence to it, but you're giving them a
Yeah.
structure to make sense of spelling. And English is, of course, a fairly irregular language, but there are a lot of patterns to it still. And you were explicitly teaching vocabulary and morphology as part of your school day. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's honestly throughout the school day. I have a certain time in my day where it kind of gets lumped together. I'm working on actually my own curriculum where morphology, academic vocabulary, fluency, spelling, it's not all siloed. It's all like taught together. So, we only have so much instructional time. So, when we decide to teach something, there's a huge opportunity cost. And I think
Yep.
we need to be teaching what has the best chance of kids actually learning it. Morphology impacts spelling greatly. I'm a true believer. Like, you have to start with phonetics. You have to start with, like, even in fifth grade. For my fifth graders, we'll segment words by syllables. But when we talk about prefixes and suffixes, morphology is so important to understand. Like the word congregate, Greg meaning like the root Greg meaning flock, like flock, con meaning together, like congregate, and then spelling congregation, you're just adding another suffix to congregate. So spelling wise, when you're really thinking about and teaching the suffixes, especially morphology, is very, very helpful. It kind of, for a lot of kids, it really makes it stick for sure.
Well, Sean, if people want to find you online, maybe learn more about the writing and the resources that you put out, where's the best place for them to go?
Yeah, I guess I mean the only social media I'm on is on X, so at S Morrisey. So that's where you can find that. So I like to post a lot because I think teachers want to see we have so much like research and we talk back and forth and it's all like kind of this conceptual stuff but teachers really want to see how are we applying that research into everyday classrooms. So that's kind of where like I just like to post a lot. Hey, this is what I did today, and I think with doing that, teach very very happy with that. So I've gotten a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah, I think it's some of the best content out there because we're seeing into your classroom, we're seeing your actual things that you're doing with your students and what you're getting back from them. So really appreciate you doing that and putting in the work to share that with the world. So thank you and keep it up.
Okay, thank you.